Hey, it's Jordan. Non-duality is such an interesting, complicated topic to talk about because you can't really talk about it. You can only talk around it. True non-duality is beyond words, beyond language. It can only be a felt sense that you can get through meditation, plant medicine, or breath work. There's different pathways to get there, but once you've tasted that state, you know, but you can't really talk about it. And one of the themes I've had with calls with you guys has been coming back from non-duality, recovering from non-duality, as I'm calling it. And it's something I had to go through myself. There was a time when I discovered non-dual teachings and I had experienced those states that I got attached to non-attachment. It's ultimately what it comes down to. Because in and of itself, there's nothing wrong with non-duality. It's an aspect of this being human. It's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is duality. Obviously, there's a duality to this reality. You're watching this video right now on a device, and I am a real human. I am here in the flesh, and I know that I'm here because of my felt experience. I have hands, I have eyes, I have a voice. All these things are aspects of duality. And I think what happens when we discover non-duality, it is invisible, right? Like I said, you can't really talk about it even, but you can experience it. And when we get a taste of that, we can get kind of obsessed. We can get attached to this non-dual state. And then you can escape out of your problems. Instead of facing your challenges, instead of having compassion for yourself and others, instead of doing the work that you know you need to do, you can just spiritually bypass. It's not part of me. It doesn't exist. Nothing exists. This place is an illusion, so what's the point? I can just sit back and relax and avoid all of my problems. And you can try that for a little bit, and you can try that for years, and you might get to the point where your body no longer works, where you get fat and out of shape. You can't climb trees anymore, you can't climb mountains, you can't swim in the ocean, but you're this spiritually enlightened person, so to say. And that's not a life I want. That's not something that I'm interested in. So it comes down to this letting go of this attachment to non-attachment. It's so funny how people, non-dual trolls, will come out of the woodworks when I make videos speaking on non-duality. They get so upset that they have to let me know how wrong I am about sharing my perspective. And it's hilarious if you think of a Buddha or some non-dual being, be a little keyboard warrior, get it all upset that somebody is speaking about something that obviously triggers them, and so they need to tell me how wrong I am. It's hilarious. You would think that if you were in a non-dual state, you wouldn't get upset about someone talking about what you allegedly are. And so that kind of comes back to, I think non-dual states are a real thing, and it's something that can be realized and embodied, but not by will. You can't force your way into a non-dual state. All you can really do is get your act together, is be a human. Do the things you need to do to take care of what it means to be a human. Like, you gotta start with your body, start with your health. If you don't have a connection to your body, this mind-body connection, you're going to be all sorts of out of whack. Like some of you have said, and I've felt this before too, that you're stuck in your head. Like we have so much stress and anxiety that we hide in our heads. You think that it's safer in there. And in a way, I guess you're kind of right, except for if you've read the book, Your Body Keeps the Score. All of these memories and traumas, they all get stored in your body, and your body holds on to them, whether you know it or not. So developing this mind-body connection is really something we need to do. It's imperative to live a happy, healthy life. So what does that look like? It can look like going for a walk. It can look like going for a run, maybe yoga, maybe somatic exercises. Can be chanting, can be singing, can be taking an ice bath, getting in a sauna. You can do Tai Chi, Qigong, breath work. All these experiences require you to be in your physical vessel. You have to be embodied to do all these things. And whatever your limit is on your body, how much you've been taking care of it, or if you've gotten injured, there's always something you can do to tap into your body, even if it's just feeling, even if it's, I know one of my teachers worked with quadriplegics, people who couldn't move their arms or legs, and she would have them imagine going into their body and moving their hands and feet, and where they were stuck before they were paralyzed, literally, they began to get motion and movement into their hands just by imagination. And this is creating new neural pathways, new connections, and your brain is adaptable. It can change and literally grow new neurons that fire together, and then this becomes your habits, and this becomes your life eventually. This is how we reprogram our body, whether it's from not feeling safe in the world to wanting to bring in abundance or prosperity or any kind of lack that we have. We can change whatever issue we have. And that's where working with someone that can read you, tap into you, and work with different tools, that everybody has a different reason why they escape. What reason do you have to hide into your mind and leave your body like it doesn't exist? And so you have to go back into your body, redevelop that connection, and be a human and grow. This is Earth School, and we're here to take the curriculum. We're here to take the class. We have infinite time to be a non-body entity and just floating through the cosmos. We've done that. And that's why we decided to switch it up. And we decided to try what it was to be in a human body. If you're listening to this, you have a reason for being here. You took a body because you had lessons that you wanted to learn and explore and play with. So might as well embrace where you're at. I know it can feel heavy. I know it can be overwhelming at times. During this last full moon, man, I was in my feels for a while. There's a couple days where I didn't want to be here anymore. I was ready to check out of this Earth School. And when that feeling comes up, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It means that you're changing and you're transforming and alchemizing from the old into the new. In the new way, you have to just sit with those feelings. You have to remind yourself that this is temporary. This place, it doesn't last. You can't take it with you. It's just a ride. We just have this ride for a little bit. So you gotta do your best. You gotta take care of your body. You gotta take care of those you love. You gotta be as nice as you possibly can, and just do your best in every aspect of your life. How you do anything is how you do everything. So if you do your best from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed, you're going to notice changes, and it's going to get easier. And then challenges will come. There will be storms. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you it's all going to be blissed out the whole time. You might be able to get there, but you might need to take on some challenges. You might need to take on the energy of the collective. Even if you get your own DNA, your own bloodline in order, we got a lot of work to do on the collective level. We have a lot of things we got to change before we can live in this new earth. And there's going to be a lot of destruction before the rebirth. There's nothing wrong with that. We can see it for what it is and lean into it and be the examples for others. A lot of people don't have access to videos like this. A lot of people don't even know this kind of stuff is available. So if you're watching this, you're on the cutting edge. You're in the forefront of this new evolution, this new earth. And we need leaders, we need examples, we need way showers that are embodied, that are living the human life. They aren't just non-dualing, escaping out of reality. They're using that non-dual state as an anchor. That's what I do. I use non-dual states. I tap into it during my meditation, or anytime I feel overwhelmed, I feel like it's too much. I tap into the all. I can tap into the collective of everything. When you're nowhere, you're everywhere. And there's energy in that. There's healing and power. But you don't just stay there. You come back into this dual state, and you got to do what you got to do. And that's why you find people that you can do consulting with and coaching, and that's the biggest takeaway with a coach. Like the service I offer and people I've worked with is they give you accountable goals that you can achieve and build momentum and start moving in a new direction. So if you're interested in recovering from non-duality, it's been a theme and something I've been working with people. Love to tap into your DNA code, see what issues may be hiding in the shadows, and we can dive into those head first, bring them to light, become examples for others. Love you. Have a good day.